The boy called 911 in the middle of the night, and when he provided the address, everyone went pale. Hello, everyone. Enjoy these relaxing moments while you watch Emergency Center 911. This is Elena. Hello, who's calling? A small, gasping breath broke like wind whistling through a crack in the door. Please help my mom. This is Elena. What's your name, sweetheart? Where are you? I'm James. My mom fell down. How old are you, James? I'm 6. Okay, James, stay calm, okay? Is your mom breathing? She's not moving. Her head is bleeding a lot. She's not answering me. Elena's heart pounded. She signaled immediately to the technician. Another staff member nodded and was already typing on the location tracking system, but no location data appeared. Landline call. James, are you at home? Can you tell me your address? I don't remember the number, but I heard my mom say it's Main Street near the bus stop. Main Street. Got it. Is there anything else you remember? We live on the 3rd floor upstairs. There's a lady who always screams when Mr. John bangs on her door. I live 1 floor below her. Elena froze. That name, John, sounded so familiar. She glanced over at the overnight administrator and motioned for them to check the name and describe the location. James, do you know your mom's full name? Lucy. Do you know her last name? I don't know, that's okay. James, you're doing great. I've already sent an ambulance to that area. Just stay with your mom and don't leave, okay? I'll stay on the phone with you until they arrive. Typing sounds echoed rapidly. A minute later, Michael, the data handler, whispered that the address matched an old file. 104 Main Street, 3rd floor. There were 3 anonymous domestic violence complaints involving someone named John, but not enough evidence for criminal charges. Elena gripped her headset tightly. James, are you still with me? Yes. Is there anyone else in the apartment with you? Just me and Mommy. But I heard footsteps outside the door. Did you lock the door? I don't know. You're doing very well, James. The ambulance is on its way. If you hear the doorbell or someone calling, say loudly, I'm James. My mommy is hurt. Please help me. Okay, Michael looked up. Police and medics are en route. They'll be there in 5 minutes. Stay with me, James. Miss Elena, I'm here. What if my mommy doesn't wake up? Elena's voice choked. She will be okay. You've already saved her, James. You're a very brave little boy. Silence, then the soft sobs of the boy. Not wailing, just like gentle rain falling on a tin roof. Warm, painful, despairing. A minute later, the line was picked up. Sounds of a doorbell and adult voices. Emergency services. Is anyone inside? James's faint voice. I'm here. My mommy. She's not waking up. A police officer, doors locked from inside. We'll have to break it. Loud pounding. Elena to EMS. We're in this. This is Elena. James, you did a great job. Now let the adults take care of your mom, okay? Miss, I'm here. James, can you stay on the phone with me? I'm not going anywhere. 3 minutes later, a rescue worker reported female victim Lucy, approximately 30 years old, unconscious, bleeding from her head, found near the sofa. Male child, approximately 6 years old. James, clinging to the victim in psychological distress. Main door locked from inside. No signs of forced entry. A man coming up the stairs from the lower floor says his name is John, claiming to be the landlord. Michael slammed his hand on the table. That's him, 10 years ago, suspended sentence for assaulting his wife. On scene, Officer David activated his body cam recorder. You're John? Yes, I'm the landlord. What are you doing here at this time? I live on the 2nd floor. I heard loud noises. I came to check. Looks like Ms. Lucy fell. It happens from time to time. You people are making a scene. Did you enter the apartment? No, I just got here. Suddenly, there's a commotion. James clings to a paramedic's arm. I don't want him near my mommy. What do you mean, son? David asked. James trembles. He bangs on the door. He says bad things about mommy every night. Dr. Martha, the attending physician, kneels beside Lucy examining her injury. She looks up at David and shakes her head. It doesn't look like a fall. Impact is on the back of the head, very strong. Could have been pushed. Can't rule out assault. David turns to John. You're coming with us for questioning. On what grounds? I didn't do anything. She fell. It's not my fault. Martha crouches and gently speaks to James. Your name is James, right? I'm Dr. Martha. I'm here to help your mom. Can you tell me what? Fearfully glances at John and whispers. He was banging on the door. Mommy didn't open. He yelled. Then he pushed the door hard. Mommy screamed. Then she fell. Her head hit the table. Martha squeezes his small hand. I heard you, sweetie. I believe you. 5 minutes later, a neighbor, Miss Helen, from the 4th floor, appears trembling. Her white hair is tucked into a thin robe. What's going on? I heard loud noises. Is it Lucy? Do you know Lucy? David asks. Of course. Such a sweet girl. When I was sick, she brought me medicine. But lately she looked pale. I asked her once, and she just shook her head, but I heard lots of shouting from Lucy's apartment. Yes, every time John came over. Did you ever report it? I sent an anonymous letter a year ago to the tenant committee. David tightens his grip on his notepad. Helen looks at James. Poor boy. He always looks at me with such fear in his eyes. Martha returns to the mobile medical unit. We need to transfer the patient to St. Andrew's Hospital immediately. Heavy blood loss. We need to check for brain trauma. James bursts into tears as his mother is placed on a stretcher. Mommy, please wake up. Don't leave me. David steps in, placing a hand on his shoulder. You'll go with your mom, James. The police will protect you. I'm going too, Martha adds. John is handcuffed and protesting. You're making a mistake. I didn't do anything. She's the one who fell. I never touched her. David whispers to his colleague, I don't believe a word, but we need more evidence. Back at 911 headquarters, Elena removes her headset, eyes red. Michael, did you record that call? Yes, I saved everything. That boy, he's incredible. Elena clenches her fist. We've got to act. Can't let this case vanish like the others. Can I sit next to Mommy? James asks shakily as the ambulance rolls down the street. Martha sits across, watching the nurse monitor the monitors. Okay, but you mustn't touch any of the medical equipment, understand? Yes, I just want her to know I'm still here. He gently tugs her sleeve, his large eyes still wet. Mommy, please don't sleep anymore. Nurse Joseph leans toward Martha and whispers, possible intracranial pressure, but pulse steady. There's hope. Martha nods, eyes on the bandaged head wound. We need a CT scan the moment we arrive. James looks up. Miss, is Mommy going to die? Joseph sighs, but Martha answers first. Your mommy is very strong. She's just sleeping right now, but she can hear you. You have to be strong so she feels safe. He bites his lip and nods. Joseph glances at Martha and whispers, he keeps trembling, but he never gives up. Martha gently squeezes his hand. You've done something even adults struggle with. You're a little hero. James, I don't want him near Mommy ever again, Joseph asks quietly. He said that many times, Martha nods. Since we found him, and that man, John, keeps denying everything. I don't believe him. The ambulance makes a sharp turn into St. Andrew's Hospital. Inside the ER, doctors are waiting. Severe head trauma. Female, around 30. Unconscious on arrival, low reflexes. MRI prep. The scan room immediately, Martha says. You'll stay here with Nurse Teresa. I have to go in with your mom. I'll come back shortly, okay? Is Mommy in pain? She won't be in pain anymore, I promise. Teresa, an older nurse with a kind face, kneels beside him. Sit right here, sweetheart. I'll bring you some warm water. Would you like something to drink? I'm not thirsty, I just want Mommy to wake up. Meanwhile, at the police station, John sits with his arms crossed in front of Officer David. Did you call my lawyer yet? He's on his way now. Tell me again what happened tonight. I already told you. I was sleeping on the 2nd floor. Heard a noise. Came up and saw the door open. Cops were already inside. I had nothing to do with it. David slides a photo from an old case file onto the table. This is a report from 18 years ago. Your ex-wife Patricia said you hit her when she tried to leave you. That was settled. Suspended sentence. It's over. Same building, similar anonymous complaints. Coincidence? John, frowning, says, probably neighbors making nonsense. David looks at his partner, Officer Daniel Wilson. Bring Miss Helen from the 4th floor to the station, and James, if the doctors allow. Wilson nods. David then faces John. Did you threaten Lucy over rent? John raises an eyebrow. She owes me 3 months' rent. I have the right to remind her, but I didn't lay a finger on her. You have no proof. Back at the hospital, Dr. Matthew hands Martha the results. There's an intracranial hematoma. Not large, but enough to cause unconsciousness. The injury matches the location you described, back of the head, near the occipital bone. Doesn't match a simple fall. Martha breathes deeply. I've been saying that from the start. The wound's angle and contact suggest external force. Could it have been a fall onto something? No signs of slipping. Paint in her hair matches the table edge. The impact site aligns perfectly with the skull injury. Lucy is brought into the courtroom with medical assistance. Her voice is weak but resolute. I reported him to the police before they did anything. I was afraid to speak up, afraid they'd take my son away. I thought staying silent was best. I was wrong. What did he do to you? The prosecutor asks. He cut the power, turned off the water, banged on the door, cursed, threatened to throw us into the streets. Once I only had cold water to bathe James in winter. Another time, I hid under the bed, holding his ears while he screamed. The courtroom falls silent. And that night, Lucy looks at John. I didn't open the door. He shouted, I'm calling the police. Then he pushed me. I don't remember anything after that. The judge requests the hallway audio. John's voice, open up, I know you're in there. Lucy screams, don't push me, followed by a loud crash. Silence. John's face remains blank. Finally, James enters the courtroom. His hands tremble, though dressed neatly. What do you remember about that night? Beatrice asks. Mom told me to hide under the table, James whispers. He banged on the door. She didn't open it. I heard her scream and a loud crash. I ran out and saw her lying there, her head bleeding. I called emergency. Did you know your address? No. So I told them about the neighbor upstairs, the one who yells when Mr. John visits, and that it's near the bus stop. The court holds its breath. Some reporters wipe their eyes. After final arguments, the judge calls a recess. An hour later, she returns, her voice firm. After reviewing all evidence, witness statements, audio recordings, forensic analysis, and documentation, we find the defendant, John Miller, guilty of aggravated assault, threatening a tenant's life, and causing psychological harm to a minor. The sentence is 6 years in prison without parole, plus a 10-year restraining order forbidding contact with Lucy and James. Applause erupts. John, furious, stands. You people ruined my life. I just pushed her a little. Officers immediately restrain and cuff him. Outside, Lucy sits on a bench. The afternoon sun touches her newly cropped hair. James sits beside her, resting his head on her shoulder. Beatrice approaches. Congratulations, justice has been served. Lucy takes her hand. If it weren't for all of you, I wouldn't have had the courage to step into that courtroom. Martha arrives with a paper bag. This is a proposal from a women's support organization. They want you to be a counselor, sharing your experience with other single mothers. Me? Lucy asks, surprised. You're a survivor and your story could save someone else. Lucy looks at James and nods. I'm ready. 3 weeks later, in a small park in southern Los Angeles, Lucy and James walk together. The boy wears his Medal of Honor proudly around his neck. Mom, our new house is so nice. Yeah, it's quiet here. No one's banging on the door. No one's yelling. James looks up. I don't dream about him anymore. I dream about us walking in the park like this. Lucy smiles. That dream came true. Not far away, Maria Martin sits on a park bench, typing the final lines of her series titled Lucy and James, Those Who Walked Out of Darkness. Her story is a wake-up call about society's silence in the face of domestic violence and the indifference built into our legal systems. Through James's courage and the efforts of people like Martha, we learn that even the smallest action taken at the right moment can save a life. Never ignore a faint call for help. Never underestimate a child's voice. Justice may come late, but it will come if someone dares to stand up and refuse to bow to evil. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to our channel. Your support motivates us to keep sharing heartwarming stories nearly every day. We are very grateful for your support. See you soon.